Kill him again. Folks, welcome to Sports Focus. I am your host, John McNeil. With me, we have Mr. Kevin Civils. That was more calm.
Yeah, that was.
That was calm and
Yes,
subdued.
it was.
Yeah. I forgot last week to give a shout out to the East Hartford girls, the football team, but the cheerleaders, because I mentioned that it was so cold that game, but I didn't mention the cheerleaders. So I'm going to give a big shout out to you guys because it was cold and you guys, they was out there.
They were?
They was out there. And, you know, remember, there ain't no action going on. They're standing there. So, you know, it was for a reason, and they did a very good job.
I would have be aggressive underneath somebody's blanket. That would have been it for me.
I'm sure they was hoping every time East Hartford scored a touchdown so they could do those push-ups. But good job to them anyway. Got some sad news. Terry Glenn passed away suddenly. Car accident, 43 years old. Former New England Patriot, first-round pick. Happened to play in the Super Bowl, and then he played for the Cowboys.
Green Bay.
And Green Bay. Don't know what that is. Now, let's get into a little Mr. Right quick. Let's get into Mr. Lonzo Ball.
Oh, Jesus.
And we gonna mention the family as well.
Okay.
Mr. Lonzo Ball, the Lakers played a game, I believe is against, it looks like either Utah, Sacramento, one of them Western Conference teams. So there was a skirmish.
Like the Suns.
Phoenix, there you go. There was a skirmish here, what you're seeing, the large scuffle, and this is Lonzo Ball walking away. If he was your teammate and you saw that, what would you say to Mr. Lonzo?
Mr. Lonzo's supposed to be in the mix of things, but being that, I have no excuse for him. I don't know why he's not in how he's walking away. Maybe he doesn't see the scuffle as he's walking away.
No, he saw initially when it happened. Now, when you see the video, you initially see him, he sees something going on, so he looks back, keeps walking, and then it gets like this, and he looked back again and kept walking.
He probably, you know what?
Probably ain't used to that.
Yeah, but as much as his family going through right now, yeah, dude, just go to the bench.
He ain't used to that, but I think he lost a lot of points in the locker room.
Yeah, but still, the biggest thing is this dude has struggled because his dad done talked so much about him, and he's struggling right now. You don't need your name anywhere else. Let's go ahead and sit down. Let's go ahead and sit down.
Yeah.
Because you're struggling right now.
Well, I guess, he did have a triple-double later in the week, but, I mean, B-move.
Yeah, it is.
B-move.
Yeah, it was.
Let's keep going with the Ball family. These three young, fine American gentlemen decided to go abroad to China and rummage through the stores in China and steal, I guess, sunglasses it was?
3 Louis Vuitton stores.
3 Louis Vuitton stores.
If I'm not mistaken.
And then the thing that gets me the most is that LeVar Ball, the father, says that, his son don't even wear shades. So was these two, just peer pressure? And what does that say about them damn boys?
I think the biggest thing is he probably sat there and was the lookout. Because you know what they say, guilty by association. Because I see it this way. He don't need to go into Louis Vuitton and steal. He has called his brother, I need some Louis Vuitton shades. Or even this, I need some Louis Vuitton shades. Mm-hmm. He'll get Louis Vuitton shades. Gucci, whatever you want. So I'm thinking, look out. That's what I'm thinking.
On the other hand, President Trump, when he was over there, he
I just got an instant
took the boys out of there. Now, here is the question that I want to put out there. I was talking to someone else, Mr. McIntosh. Now I want to talk about to you, sir. Now that move that the President Trump did, the move that President Trump did, do we give him a pat on the back or like, oh yeah, you did something? Because now let's keep it real. If he wasn't there or whatever, these boys would be in the Chinese prison For what, 7 to 10, maybe?
Well, they said they won't going to let them go into the trial because they still have trial.
So they would have still been in China.
Right, because they was on house. They couldn't leave the hotel.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing is, Mr. Trump and the State Department did negotiate for him to be sent home.
So
they do. The boys did thank him.
Yeah, they
in
did.
Their press conference.
In their prepared statement.
Yeah, they thanked President Trump for what he did.
Yeah.
But that jackass of a father.
You got to love that man. He stood up there and made it seem like, I don't know nothing. But he ain't do nothing. Tell me what he did. He set the black man back. I'm just going to say that,
Yeah.
And then, Mr. President there, he likes to do his tweeting and all that. And
Constantly. Constantly.
Now, what did you think about when he said, ungrateful, I should have left him there?
You know what? I'm going to tell you like this. I'm going to tell you the God's honest truth. I would have said the exact same thing. Wait a minute. I got your boy out of a Chinese prison. Dude, kiss my feet. Because in those part of the country with those dictatorships, they believe in capital punishment. They will whip you down and everything else to you and put you inside of a cell where you sleep on the floor. He saved your boy.
I am in total agreement on this because if the president wasn't over there when this happened, they still there. They're still in the Chinese. While the UCLA get on the plane and leave,
that's right.
They still would be there. So, in a way, we have to give it up to President Trump.
Yes. He's a jackass, but he did the right thing in stepping in by talking to the Chinese president to push things along to get these boys home.
He's like,
although he need to watch his mouth because they got to go back.
Oh, they got to go back?
They got to face trial.
Oh. Now, here's the thing. How are they going to get back? Who will pay for that?
Oh, they better fly.
Is that the government paying for that?
No, they have to go back. But here's the biggest thing. Here's the fun part. Don't go and let that. And it's just like one of those ones where you know how it is around here. You get a warrant. Yeah, let them come looking for you. But they got to go back for trial.
How they gonna get back there, man? These young college kids. I know he might have the money, but I don't know about these two. How they gonna get a flight back to China?
Believe me, that's like how the FBI goes overseas to pick up people who have warrants for the United States. China. I don't think they won't come and pick them up and take them back too. Report to the Chinese embassy.
Well,
you got bus fare to get there. Get to the Chinese embassy.
Oh man, so I guess we got to give a big congratulations to the president. Moving on, something even bad.
Oh jeez.
Ooh.
That made my teeth hurt.
Sunday night, we're just going to speak briefly on it because, I think we know what's probably going to happen. Eagles, Cowboys, Sunday night football. Strange first half, 9-7. Mm-hmm. Both teams were sort of, missing their mark and all that. Second half, Dallas just dropped it and did the Olay.
It's called adjustments.
Did we talk about that last week?
We did. We said adjustments.
Let me get over here and do the whole screen. Adjustments. Once again, them Dallas Cowboys didn't adjust. Philadelphia adjusted. That's how they started running the ball, and they found something, and it was like...
Defense got tired because the offense kept doing 3 and outs and won't doing anything.
Yeah. It's very unfortunate what's happening to the Cowboys now because it's reminiscent of the 2015 season. They not as disastrous as that season, but it seemed like the same thing. They can't put together 2 seasons of winning, unlike other teams.
Mm-hmm.
It's one constant. Yeah. No, it's actually 2 constants.
Well, one constant is never, ever, ever, ever going away until he dies.
Jerry Jones.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere till he dies.
And the other one is
Character.
Your favorite coach of all time in all sports, Jason Garrett. Tell me if I'm lying.
Carrot Top. That's his name from now on until he does something right. Carrot Top.
I only seen one adjustment, and that was Game 3, the Arizona Cardinals game. Mm-hmm. That's the only time I seen an adjustment happen on the field. So I don't... Cowboy fans, and we're going to talk about this as the season wraps up, but we'll get into the games. And as far as the rest of this way,
you have to win 5 out of 6 just to get the 10-6 and even have a consideration. And key people have to lose just for you to get the wild card.
And like I said, I think they're already at 5-5. I don't think 10-6 is going to make it. In the NFC this year, I don't think 10-6 is going to cut it. Now, if they was in the AFC, they would have a shot.
Yeah.
But in the NFC this year, I don't think so.
When you look at the board, they always show them in the hunt. But 6 games left. A lot of people have to have a lot of key losses.
Yeah.
They have to
and
win.
They lost to, I don't know if you want to count Green Bay still, but Atlanta. Mm-hmm. They lost to all these teams. And
Green Bay, we don't have to worry about them. Atlanta will get a wild card spot. So they have to worry about the other
Carolina.
Spots. Yep.
I mean, that whole NFC South, it seems like it's going to produce 3 teams, or possible. So that leaves Dallas on the outs because they lost. They don't play Carolina.
No.
They already lost to Atlanta. So
yeah, the Eagles got to play Carolina, I do believe.
So it's not looking good for the Cowboys. But I think if they could win out, which is a tall order since they don't have Sean Lee and they just can't adjust. They don't have Tyron Smith. They can't adjust.
They say he's supposed to be back by this week. They say he was supposed to be out.
Don't seem like it's going to matter because they're doing that whole rotating of the backs again instead of just leaving one in there. They remember Randall and McFadden. They're doing the same thing again. Good job, Jason Garrett.
Alfred Morris. That's all.
Just leave him in there. Alfred Morris should be getting at least 20, 25 carries a game.
91 yards against the top-ranked run defense.
Exactly. But do you think that they was like, you know what, let's just keep pounding this ball with Morris? No, let's take them out and put Ross Smith in. It's amazing. They're the NFL coaches, and we're just regular folk. But we see it, but they don't.
No, they don't.
NFL Week 11 is upon us. Week 12, actually. The season is flying by, and it can't go fast enough the way this ship is sinking. Let's start with the Monday night. The Texans are at the Ravens.
I think the Texans have more offense than the Ravens do at times, but Ravens' defense is a little more stout. So
they got the shutout against the Packers, unfortunately.
Well, they have Aaron, so that makes a big difference.
Yeah, I'm taking Baltimore.
Yeah, me too.
All right, let's keep moving. Broncos at the Raiders.
You know what? I'm gonna take the Broncos because John Elway called them soft. So we're gonna see how they respond to
and the Raiders just fired Ken Norton Jr., so he's out of a job. And the Broncos fired their offensive coordinator, Mike McCoy. Get the hint, Jerry? It's okay to fire people during the season when things ain't going well. I'm just saying, shake it up. But hey, it's beyond us. We're just regular. We're not NFL people.
Right.
Bills.
At Kansas City.
At Kansas City.
I give it to Kansas City.
I think they're gonna bounce back because that was an embarrassment losing to the Giants like that. Bad move. This might be a laugher.
Yeah.
The Bears at the best team in football record-wise, Philadelphia Eagles.
You know, I'm gonna call it the upset. I'm gonna call it the Bears.
You know what? This was going to be my upset special, and I'm just wishful thinking. The Dolphins at New England. I'm going to take the Patriots, of course.
Yeah, now this would be an upset special.
Now, this would be an upset, but it's at New England. Yeah, they lost a few games, but no, not now.
Yeah.
And the big game of the week, the New Orleans Saints at the Los Angeles Rams.
I will give it to the Saints because the Saints play good when they're in good weather. And I don't know what it is about Breeze. I don't know if they gave him some deal blood.
They are clicking right now, and I'm taking the Saints to take over. Folks, that's all the time we have for you. Thank you, Mr. Simmons. Bam. Peace. Happy Thanksgiving.
Same to you.
Weekend. Even though it's Thursday, you ain't going to see this until Friday.